Welcome back to Mix Masala with TG. I am Tenzin Gopal, a sound visual artist, aka Funk Blue, and a big namaste and happy Sunday from India. A few days back, I was being a lazy ass, just lying down and browsing through the internet when I came across an interesting article about the extinction of the blue macaw. Um, if you have watched the movie Rio, you would understand which parrot I am going to talk about. Otherwise, I recommend and suggest that you guys should watch this animated movie. Brilliant movie, very fun to watch, and surprisingly, I did not research about this species after watching that movie, and it came to me as a shock when I read that yes, this Sphinx macaw species is extinct. There has been some efforts to rebuild this, by reintroducing the captive birds and parrots back into its natural space and so on. If you would like to watch this movie, it is available online. I shall hit you up with a link in my blog Funk Blue. I am sure most of you are very familiar with the name parrot. In Hindi we call them tota, and toti, it can be used as an expression for, like, ye to tota hai be, means he will keep on talking and talking. Sometimes parrots can get annoying because they mimic human voices and they can mimic a lot of different sounds, but on contrary, they are one of the most intelligent birds out there. The movie Rio was actually inspired from a real life story that took place in the USA. The blue macaw's real name was Presley, I believe, and yeah, he was single, alone, and the last one of his kind. A very dangerous spot to be on, to be the last one and have the pressure of all the scientists around the world, their hopes, dreams are all put on you because you are the last one and you are supposed to fill out this duty of maintaining your species. A very sad position to be in. Unfortunately, around 2018 it was claimed as the extinction date of this particular species in the wild. Here are some researched points which I would like to share with you regarding how the world is tackling this extinction problem. Spix macaw, a small blue macaw considered extinct in the wild. The smallest of blue macaw, the Spix macaw, gained international attention in 2011 via the Hollywood animated movie Rio, with the supposed last two Spix macaws in the lead roles. Unfortunately, in real life, the species has been considered extinct in wild since the year 2018. Today, around 160 birds exist in captivity, making the Spix macaw the rarest parrot in the world, with even New Zealand kakapo now officially numbering more. Together with the Brazilian government, ACTP actively engages in the breeding and conservation of this beautiful bird and are working towards its reintroduction back into the wild. Construction of the purpose-built Spix Macaw Release Breeding and Research Center (RBRC) on land within the Spix historical habitat in the Caatinga is now well underway, with completion estimated mid 2019-2020. Upon completion, will commence the transfer of birds from Germany to the RBRC in preparation for the first release of Spix into the wild, which is planned to take place in 2021. A test release of Illiger's macaws. A test release of Illiger's macaws, another small macaws that inhabits the Caatinga is planned for 2020. This allows us to fine-tune our release procedure and test all of the related equipment, including telemetry devices, prior to releasing the first Spix. It is imperative that we collect as much data as possible from this test release in order to gain further knowledge and give the Spix reintroduction the best possible chance for success. The day that we will see Spix Macaw flying free in the Caatinga once again is fast approaching. The Spix Macaw Cyanopista, okay. The Spix Macaw Cyanopista spixi is an endemic Brazilian parrot, first discovered and documented by the German naturalist Johann Baptist Ritter von Spix on his Brazil expedition in 1819. Already at that time, this small blue macaw was considered particularly rare, and prior to the disappearance of the last wild bird in the year 2000, only a few people were able to observe the bird in wild. Only a little is known about the life of Spix Macaw in the wild, with a very small amount of documented evidence found within ornithological literature. In the middle of the last century, the species was already considered extinct until it was spotted again in 1986. 3 birds were observed, perhaps the last 3 of their kind, near Curaçao in the north of Bahia state, Brazil. Their offsprings were probably captured in 1980s and offered for sale in the US and Europe at high prices. It is likely that these birds form the basis of today's population in captivity. Extinct in the wild. In 1990s, only one Spix macaw could be found in the wild, living together with an Illiger's macaw. Since the year 2000, the species has been considered extinct in the wild. In addition to illegal trafficking, the destruction of habitat due to human influences was the main reason for the extinction of the species. Today, only around 160 Spix macaws exist in captivity worldwide. Protection measures. The long-term goal of the government of Brazil and ACTP are trying their best to reintroduce the species back into the wild by the year 2021. In order to achieve this goal, the following wildlife protection measures are being pursued. Growing the Spix macaw population. Number 1. The primary object of the Spix macaw protection measures is to grow the captive population so it is large enough for the introduction of the species back into the wild. The current population is now very close to being large enough and strong enough to allow for a successful and sustainable reintroduction. Due to the small number of birds that form the basis of the captive breeding program, the preservation of the genetic diversity of the population has always been very challenging. However, through dedication and hard work, we have managed to improve things greatly in this regard. Number 2. Developing a suitable habitat in the Caatinga region of Brazil for a speedy reintroduction. Suitable areas must offer optimal conditions for the birds and be protected against further influences of humans. For several years, intensive efforts have been undertaken to search for suitable areas in the Caatinga region. With funds from ACTP, the Limington Foundation and Parrots International, a farm was purchased which includes the area that served the habitat of the last wild Spix macaws. The farm as well as surrounding areas are planned to form the future protective area for the reintroduction of the Spix macaw back into the wild. On the 5th of June 2018, during World Environment Day, the then President of Brazil, Michel Temer, signed a decree that is extremely important for the Spix Macaw and other species that share its previous habitat. He signed off on a wildlife refuge and environmental protected area that spans 120,000 hectares in the municipality of Curoca in the state of Bahia, Brazil. This area includes some of the historic range of Spix Macaw, and protection of it will greatly improve the chances of their reintroduction back into the wild. Number 3. Preparing the local population for the future coexistence. Particularly intensive sensitization of the local human population continues to be conducted in preparation for the reintroduction of the future coexistence between man and the Spix Macaw. A wide range of awareness raising activities are being carried out in the vicinity of the plant reintroduction area to teach the local people the importance of these small blue macaw for their region. ICM Bio Institute, a official partner of the Brazilian state organization ATCP, supports the Spix Macaw program through breeding program. Stand today, around 160 Spix Macaw exist in professional parrot breeding facilities. The majority of the population now resides at ACTP's state-of-the-art parrot breeding center. In total, 7 organizations officially promote and support the Spix Macaw breeding program worldwide. These 7 organizations are ACTP Germany, AI Wabra Wildlife Preservation in Qatar, the Brazilian Breeding Center run by Fazenda Chachorio, sorry for my mispronunciation. Then we have Paris International and Wildlife Park Singapore, and the Pairi Daiza Foundation. So ACTP is an official partner of the Brazilian Spix Macaw breeding program led by ICM Bio, working jointly towards the goal of reintroduction of the species back into the wild by 2021. At the breeding facility in Germany, the team works on successful breeding of these rare parrots and are also consistently promoting the broadening of the genetic diversity of the species. And yes, they are also implementing the use of artificial insemination to increase the breeding success. And yep, this is finally we come to the conclusion of this session. If you have enjoyed this episode, give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to follow us on our other social media pages at the name Funk Blue. Remember, listeners, Funk Blue is an open space for anyone and for everyone who wants to share their stories and experiences. And if you want to support us, which will be very, very helpful in support of preserving the environment, the climate, and the animals dwelling on this earth. You can also support us with your donations. And finally, see you soon in the next episode. Funk Blue, just for you.